Let's all take one deep dive into the world of science, technology, engineering, and math. Get your safety goggles, cause we're making things explode. Science is so fun, so let's take it on the road. Meet a young scientist just like you and learn all about what they do. We'll even learn science that's in the news through one-on-one interviews with SCFG Live and friends. Experimenting never ends. Now let's see what's in store. Just press play and get ready to explore. Ho, 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 hey, hey. Ho, 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 hey, hey, hey.
Hey, young scientists, and welcome to another episode of SCFG Live. We are so excited to have you with us and to continue our celebration of being Black Energy Awareness Month.
Last week, we talked about the power grid, which is an amazing system that delivers electric energy to our homes, schools, businesses, hospitals, and really just about everywhere.
But this electric energy needs to start somewhere. There are 9 main energy resources, including solar, wind, natural gas, oil, and hydro, which is water. These energy resources can be organized into 2 categories: renewable energy resources and non-renewable energy resources.
And in today's episode, we're going to take a closer look at what it means for an energy resource to be renewable and what it means for an energy resource to be non-renewable.
But first, let's hear from our friends at ABE, the American Association of Blacks in Energy, who will be helping us to celebrate this awesome month.
Hi everyone, my name is Gideon Anta. I'm an engineer and I sit on the board of ABE as the vice president. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. Each year in the month of October, ABE celebrates BEAM, which stands for Black Energy Awareness Month. During this month, we highlight the contributions of people of color in the energy industry.
Today's word of the day is renewable energy. To do the things we do every day, like plug in a lamp or charge our computers, we need to use energy. We get energy from 2 different kinds of resources. We use non-renewable energy and renewable energy. Non-renewable energy is a type of energy that cannot be replaced. In nature, there is only a limited resource of this type of energy. This means we could run out of it one day. Not only can we run out of it one day, they also produce toxic gases that go into the air. These gases can harm the earth and harm humans. That is why we need to focus on renewable energy. Renewable energy is a kind of energy that is limitless. We will not run out of it when we use it, because they are naturally replenished or renewed. Some of the sources of this energy include the sun, wind, the force of water, and the inner heat of the earth. Solar energy comes from the sun. We capture the sunlight from the sun using solar panels. We convert this energy into energy we can use. Eolic energy comes from the movement of air or wind. These windmills use the movement to make electric energy. Tidal wave energy comes from the force from the ocean and waves, or when tides change from high to low. Hydraulic energy comes from water reservoirs and also uses water movement to generate electric energy. Geothermal energy comes from the heat from underground. This heat is used for heating a house and generating electric energy. The best part of renewable energy is that it is environmentally friendly. They are also safer for our health because they do not create toxic residue. But we still have a long way to go. Think about it. Does the sun always shine? Or is it always windy? Nope. So it is tricky to always have energy coming from these places. That's why we have scientists working every day to improve renewable energy technology. Let's go learn more about renewable energy and all the scientists who work on it every day.
We just learned that energy resources can be sorted into 2 groups, renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources will naturally replenish or replace themselves over time. Non-renewable resources will be gone forever once used. Let's see if we can identify which of these energy resources are renewable and which ones are non-renewable. Ready? Let's go. Let's see if we can sort these energy resources into either non-renewable or renewable. The first energy resource is hydropower, or water power, which uses the natural flow of moving water to generate electricity. I think this is a renewable resource because it naturally replenishes over time. Water will continue to move naturally to help us produce electricity. The second energy resource is solar power, which uses the heat and light energy from the sun and transforms it into electric energy. I think this is another example of a renewable energy resource because it can be naturally replenished or replaced over time. The sun will continue to shine as it has for years and years and years. What about the gasoline or petroleum that we put in our cars? Well, this is an example of a fossil fuel. Fossil fuels formed millions of years ago from the dead plants and animals. It took millions of years for fossil fuels to form, so unfortunately, they are non-renewable resources because it takes so long for those to form that once they're used up, it's hard to replace them. Another example of a fossil fuel is coal. Coal also formed from the dead plants and animals and took about 1 million years to come together. Because it takes so long to make, once coal is used up, it's hard to replace. Therefore, coal is also a non-renewable resource. The last piece of our game is this picture of a wind turbine. Wind turbines are the opposites of fans. Instead of using electricity to produce wind turbines use wind to produce electricity. Because wind will forever replace and replenish itself and continue to blow, wind energy is a renewable resource. Let's see what we have. Under non-renewable resources, we have gasoline or petroleum, and we also have coal. Both of these are fossil fuels which took millions of years to form. Once used up, it's hard to replace or replenish those. Under renewable resources, we have hydropower or water power, solar power, and wind power or wind energy. All of these will naturally replace themselves once used up.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us on this energy adventure today. My name is Shalea Morissette, the Greater Boston Chapter President of the American Association of Blackson Energy. And today I'm here with Jackie Firsty with Blue Wave.
Hi, I'm Jackie and I work at Blue Wave Solar. We're a developer of solar projects in New England, and we have built projects all over Massachusetts as well as in some other states in New England. And this is a project that we have developed and worked with a long-term asset owner named AES, who's going to own and manage the facility for the lifetime of the project.
Awesome, let's get started.
So today we're on top of what used to be an active landfill. So we're in the town of Chelmsford. It's about 30 minutes north of Boston. And basically the landfill was closed in 1991. So after that landfill got closed, we got permission to build a solar project on top of it. It's a really great way to use land that was previously developed and didn't have really anything else to do on it. So basically the way a landfill cap works is that there's layers of soil, there's layers of synthetic barriers and clay on top of the landfill in order to prevent any waste from escaping. And so that is really important for us because that's why you can see here these big concrete blocks. They're called ballasts. And really what they are for is so that we can install a project like this and not have it blow away in a storm. So it's really important because what happens is if you don't put these metal posts deep into the ground, then these panels could fly away in the wind. But these blocks called ballasts are really just weighing them down so that the same thing doesn't happen.
Jackie, tell me a little bit about the actual panels.
Yeah, definitely. So each panel here is about 405 watts. So that's pretty energy efficient. I know it doesn't mean a lot to everybody, but they've really gone up a lot in the past few years in their efficiency. But each panel is made out of glass layer on top, which covers the silicon cells underneath. And these silicon cells convert the power of the sun to electricity that you use in your home.
How much does the ballast actually weigh?
Yeah, so this block actually weighs 4,700 pounds, which is more than 2 tons. So it's pretty massive.
And the panels?
Each panel weighs about 50 pounds, so a lot smaller, but when you have a whole row of them like this, and they're all connected together on these metal posts, there's something called wind load, and that really is problematic if there's a big storm and the wind can lift up the panels and try to pull them away. So we really need a lot of weight on here to keep them from flying away.
So Joyce, thanks for joining us as the site acquisition specialist. Can you tell me a little bit about how large this site is?
Yeah, this site is about 6 acres, and this is actually one of our smaller sites. We've built sites that are about 10 times the size of this, and also ranging from about 20 to 40 acres of land. So that's about the size of this site.
And Jackie, how many homes does the site power?
Yeah, so this site's powering almost 250 homes per year. So every year that we produce electricity, it's almost 250 homes that are getting electricity.
This site will power 250 homes. Jackie, can you tell me how we actually get the power from the panels to these homes?
But what happens is once the project is complete, we have a big equipment pad that has an inverter on it. And what that inverter does is it takes the electricity that was produced by the panels and flips it to the type of current that I can actually go out onto the grid. And once it's out on the grid, that's how you get it into your home. Then we also have another piece of equipment on that pad. It's called battery storage. And Joyce is our battery storage expert, and she can tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so battery storage is often closely associated with solar, and it's also an emerging technology today, and the lithium-ion batteries are also one of the common technologies used with energy storage. With these systems, they charge during the day when there's a lot of renewable energy on the grid, and then that energy is discharged at night when there's less renewable energy on the grid and also a higher demand for electricity. So with energy storage systems, they can help prevent the need to turn on peaker plants, which are additional power plants that are turned on, and they're mostly using coal, natural gas, and oil. So with energy storage, they can help reduce the need for turning on those additional plants and also save solar power for the nighttime when there's a higher demand.
Thanks for having us, ladies.
Thanks for coming out to Chelmsford and walking the site with us.
Learn more at bluewavesolar.com. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Monique, and I'm joined today by my daughter, Madison. Madison!
Whee! Wow, here's my science badge. We are building a wind turbine.
Man, Maddie, do you know what a wind turbine is?
Yeah, mostly.
Do you know what the purpose of a wind turbine?
Sometimes people use it to make electricity.
Yeah. So, good point, Maddie. People use it to more so generate power, which then could make electricity or supply power to our whole house. So wind is considered a renewable energy source. Overall, using wind to produce energy has fewer effects on the environment than many other energy sources. Wind turbines do not release emissions that can pollute the air or water, and they do not require water for cooling. So that's the cool thing. We lessen our carbon footprint on the world, but by finding cleaner ways to produce energy. Let's get going. We're going to build a wind turbine today.
Yeah, with my dear assistant.
With her mom. You will need a piece of cardboard. And then what else do we need?
Oh yeah, we need a folder.
A folder. And what else?
String.
Some what?
Tape.
Tape. Very important. What else do we have?
2 straws.
You will also need a nice paper clip. You do need a wooden stick. I think you only need 1 wooden stick. And some type of weight. We have some fancy beads from Maddie's craft kit. You'll also need this cute little cup. Some scissors. Please work with your parent when it comes to these scissors. We also need a nice little tube. All right. So we're gonna get started and get ready to set up. So we're gonna go ahead and take our cardboard here.
Then we cut little triangles
Triangles, awesome. Because the triangles is just our base, right?
to help it stand.
Exactly. But you do need 4 of them. All right, so how do you need to position this to get it on?
It's like this.
All right, so here you go. Let's do one at a time. So now you have your base all set using your tube, your tape, and your piece of cardboard.
So we are gonna build the blades of the wind turbine with the straw, the wooden stick, and the scissors.
All right.
So we cut the straw in half. Then we put one of the straws through the stick and poke it through.
We brought in our smoothie straws and we're gonna use this because it's a lot bigger. And we're gonna bring our folder in, and with the folder we're gonna cut out 4 rectangles because we have how many areas? 1, 2, 3, 4. You take 2, I take 2. You're gonna put them together, nice and neat so they're even, and you're gonna hold it down like so, and then fold it. We're gonna get our lovely tape here, right? Perfect, Maddie. That looks great. And we are going to add our blades. Tape the blades onto the wind turbine. Wow, this looks legit. So now we're gonna pull back in our what?
Our little tubey thingy.
Our base. So the next step of action is you saw that we made the blade for our wind turbine. You need to then cut a hole inside the tube here. You're gonna go ahead and place that paper straw inside the hole that you cut. All right? And from that point, what are you gonna do?
You put this thing through the paper straw.
Excellent. And then what's next? You're gonna apply this, put it right up to there, so that it then doesn't come off. So what we've done is we taped our turbine to the table. We brought in our fan. But before we do that, I mean, you know that if a wind blows, this is gonna spin, right?
Yeah.
But how do you know it's actually generating energy? So remember when I said you needed a paper cup, your string, and your beads. So we're gonna start off with taking your cup and poking a hole on either side. And then what we're gonna do next is tie a knot and poke the string through the other side of the hole.
We thought the beads wouldn't be heavy enough, so I got this toy from some fancy art kit. It's handmade.
It came from the Fuller Craft Museum. We're gonna go ahead and take that string and tie it to one side of our wind turbine. Remember the paper clip? You're gonna go ahead and open it up a little bit, hook it here, and just secure that paper clip to the cup. From that point, you're gonna then take your string, slide it through. So now you've created
Some
a
type of
little looseness here. Now Maddie is going to turn on the fan.
hold all that heavy stuff.
Oh, awesome. Look at that. So look at that. The power of wind.
Wind.
All right, Maddie, let's do the wind again. Let's see it in action.
Watch it while it cold kicks this bucket up.
So all this wind is blowing our wind turbine, which is generating enough energy to lift our bucket. So just think about it in a way that if this was a solar panel, it would basically generate energy, and then we can store said energy into a battery and distribute it to homes. So why don't you try to make your own wind turbine today and share it with others.
Bye-bye.
So we're signing out. Thanks for having us. Signing out, Madison and Monique. Assistant Monique.
Okay. I definitely want to build my own wind turbine now. Thank you, Monique and Maddie, for showing us that awesome activity.
Yeah, wind turbines and wind energy are a great example of a renewable energy resource because wind comes from nature, so it can be naturally replenished and replaced over time.
It's also great to learn that solar energy and hydro energy are other forms of renewable energy resources. I will definitely be looking out for solar panels on my bike ride this afternoon.
Great idea, Francesca. Well, it's been an awesome episode of SCFG Live, and we can't wait to see you again next week, young scientists. Bye!
Bye, scientists!
This episode of SCFG Live has been brought to you by National Grid, who supports Science Club for Girls' mission in making STEM exciting and accessible to all. Both National Grid and Science Club for Girls support girls and women in STEM and are working towards making STEM more diverse, equitable, and inclusive.